Last Day on Earth is full of unreleased locations. Bunker Charlie, the oil rig, the pump jack, and so on. As players, we are always wondering, are these locations ever going to come out? Unfortunately, the list of forgotten locations seems to never end. In this video, we will discuss the most mysterious locations in Last Day on Earth. Locations that you might have never heard about, with very little information and many secrets waiting to be uncovered. The first location on our list is Bunker Foxtrot, a bunker that was actually revealed through a leak back in 2017. But the location itself was never officially announced by the devs. So let's recap everything about Bunker Foxtrot. Back in 2017, a player was able to access the game files of Last Day on Earth, where he discovered a couple of interesting things. Among the discovered features, there was Bunker Foxtrot. This was the picture that was leaked about Bunker Foxtrot, and it is the only picture we have. A bunker with a yellow marker located in a snowy region. We don't know the exact position of the location in the global map, but there are a few details that can help us figure out where Bunker Foxtrot was located. Of course, we can see that Bunker Foxtrot is covered in snow, which can indicate that the bunker was meant to be located in the northern region. There are also more details that can confirm this theory. For example, we can clearly see that Bunker Foxtrot is located near a river and a body of water. If we go to the current version of Last Day on Earth, these landmarks are not visible in the global map. However, I was able to find an old version of the global map from years ago, when the northern region was first introduced to the game. And as you can see, clearly there is the river and the body of water north of the Foster Backwoods, which can 100% confirm that Bunker Foxtrot was meant to be located in this area precisely. Okay, now what about the location itself? Bunker Foxtrot seems to be a yellow location, which means a location with medium difficulty. When we look at other bunkers in the game, Alpha and Bravo have the red difficulty, but for some reason, it seems Foxtrot is below that. It is less difficult and easier to clear, it seems to be. Maybe similar to a yellow resource zone. But the question is, how would we access Bunker Foxtrot? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the CAC card related to Bunker Foxtrot. As we know, each CAC card is used to access its related bunker. For example, you have to use an Alpha CAC card in order to access Bunker Alpha for the first time. When it comes to the Foxtrot card, it can be obtained by killing floater bloaters and toxic abominations. However, since there is no sign of Bunker Foxtrot, the CAC card remains worthless. But I think that it is pretty clear that we will need the Foxtrot CAC card in order to access the bunker. Now, the final question left to answer is this. What is inside Bunker Foxtrot? To answer this question, we have to go back to the leaks I mentioned at the start. Because Bunker Foxtrot was not the only feature mentioned in the leaks. There was mention of ash logs, titanium bars, a new workstation, and a lot more. It was believed that Bunker Foxtrot would contain ash logs and titanium bars, two items that are already in the game. But don't forget that these leaks happened all the way back in 2017, when the swamp region, ash logs, and titanium bars were not even part of the game yet. Having ash logs inside a bunker would not make any sense. Obviously, ash trees are found outside, not inside the building, and titanium bars are found in the island region, the complete opposite of Bunker Foxtrot. So to my knowledge, there is no real concrete information mentioned for the loot and the enemies of Bunker Foxtrot. Everything is a speculation. Since Bunker Foxtrot is a yellow location, we can assume that it will have weak enemies such as fast biters, toxic spitters, floater bloaters, and toxic abominations. And since it is located in the snowy area, we might find frozen fast biters and frozen floater bloaters. Speaking of snow, maybe in Bunker Foxtrot, we could find resources related to the northern region, such as thermite, copper, and aluminium ore. And here we go. This was all the information we have about Bunker Foxtrot, with a lot of speculations, of course. Most of the information are simple rumors that were spread ever since the leaks happened. It has been a long time since we had a new bunker in the game. Bunker Bravo was all the way back in 2019, So I think that it is time for Kefir to introduce a brand new bunker in ldoe. If you are enjoying the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. The second location on our list is the nuclear power plant. Yes, you heard me right. There is a nuclear power plant in ldoe, hidden away in the multiplayer side of the game, the creator. It was only recently that I discovered that this location actually existed in the game. What about you? Have you ever seen this nuclear power plant before? Share your opinion down below. So, what is this location all about? From what we can see, the location is composed of two towers. One tower seems to be in good conditions, still holding up, while the other seems to be severely damaged. There are a few buildings scattered around the towers. As I said at the start, it is located in the crater, but it is not visible right away in the general region of the crater. You have to scroll to the side to see the nuclear power plant. It is completely outside of the crater, far away. But the interesting part about this location, it does not have any marker of difficulty on top, like any other location in the game. Moreover, you cannot even interact with the location itself. If you try to click on the nuclear power plant, nothing happens. Not even the usual sidebar that appears when you click on the location. If you have a chopper inside the crater, you can open this interface and you will see that there is the nuclear power plant displayed. However, the location does not seem to be accessible, because when we look at the left side of the screen, where all the locations are listed, there is no mention of a nuclear power plant. So, from what we can gather so far, the nuclear power plant does not have any difficulty level. You cannot interact with it in the global map, and it is inaccessible, even using a chopper. And that's about it really. Developers never mentioned a nuclear power plant before. Nothing was shared on social media. So it seems Kefir put this location here and then completely forgot about it. The nuclear power plant would be one of the most difficult locations in ldoe, even more dangerous than Bunker Bravo. Since this location is located in the crater, we can assume that it might be reserved for PvP. A nuclear power plant is the perfect arena for PvP. The location seems to be massive, and there would be a lot of hiding spots all around the zone. However, players would need to wear a hazmat suit in order to survive the radioactivity of the location. A nuclear power plant would be amazing to have in the game. A ton of new features, enemies, and much more would be added. But as I said, nothing was ever mentioned about a nuclear power plant in the entire history of ldoe. It is a shame that Kefir is constantly teasing us with these concepts. Bunker Foxtrot and a nuclear power plant would be amazing to have in ldoe. But for now, we can only dream about it. Did you know about these locations before, or is it the first time you have heard about them? Share your thoughts down below in the comments. Subscribe, thanks for watching, and bye bye.